Oh my goodness! We are live yet again on this glorious Taco Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Every now and then I fall apart. If anybody can tell me what show this is from, you win a pocket plasma. There it is.
It clips on.
It does clip on, and as Crow of Judas would say, miniature electronics make it all possible. Ridiculous. So what is up, dude?
Nothing.
Besides your...
It's been fun. Have a nice day.
And that's it. We're done. Dude, I like the beard. Beard's growing in nicely.
Yep. It is. This is what happens when I'm like super lazy.
You sound kind of tired. Or you've been going hard this past weekend?
No, not really.
No.
Same old, man.
Keeping
Work
it
and life and stuff.
Keeping it together, huh? Work and life and stuff. I feel that.
Brought to you by Key Lime Pie Bang.
I still have not tried the key lime pie. You've sold me on it.
It's probably one of my favorite.
Is it? Damn. I wonder. I'd have to probably go and see the convenience stores here if they have that flavor, because I don't believe I've seen it. But yes, I'm going to have to do that immediately. Hello from Australia, or as you would say, good day. They're like, They're like, Patrick, it's the middle of the night. We would say good evening.
Dummies.
Men with beards are better, says Ashley. That's why this one's growing back in. Because I went down to I clean shaved the last time I did.
Yeah, crazy. I generally never like clean shave. I'll just buzz it off and have stubble, but every once in a while you let it go.
I know, dude. I don't know what it is. And every time I do it, immediately afterwards, I'm like, shouldn't have done that. I'm like, now I have to wait, 2 weeks for this to come back. And sure enough, every time I do it, and every time I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. And then I do it again. Nope. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, look, we have Jail Deb says hello from Old Lavaca County Jail. That was Deb. She was one of the ladies that walked us around, did the walk around. I believe so. The picture's like this big, but
I know.
I believe so. And yes, if you have not seen the newest episode, please go and watch it. In fact, stop watching this and go watch the new episode. No, I'm kidding. But we did Lavaca County Jail back in, it was in January or February? January? I don't know. I can't
remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was a few months ago. But we are just now getting into the Texas investigations. With Jason being in Oklahoma, a lot of the spur of the moment live streams and things that we're doing kind of around here, it's hard for him to be out here to make it out for those. But this was a trip where him and we went to Texas to film these investigations, and there's 3 of them. Lavaca County Jail being the first, and then we're going to do probably Presidio La Bahia. Look at that, first time. Round of applause. And then finish it with Yorktown Memorial Hospital, RIP Goosebump. I still will never forget that. Because it was like, I knew it was going to happen. That was the worst part about crashing that drone, is that I adjusted, I readjusted, I then triple adjusted. I was like, okay, we got this. And then as soon as it started backing away, I was like, it's not going to make it.
Yep.
My favorite thing is that you saw that lady outside, across the street.
Oh yeah, she was not having it.
Oh, she was just like,
those youths.
Look, and I'm looking for their ghosts wrecking their metal birds.
I would assume that kind of thing a lot down there.
I would imagine so too. Yeah. How many Did you see the video, Jason, that I put up? The why we don't do intros?
No.
Oh, we're gonna.
Like
It was great because you remember we tried to shoot the intro in front of the jail. We did. It was like 10, 15 minutes of trying to shoot this intro.
That's the way it is every single time, people.
I compiled a little montage of some of the best moments of that and said, this is why we don't do. It was hilarious, but it was on Patreon. So guys, if you have not joined Patreon, you should definitely consider joining because it helps us get to these locations and you get to see really funny stuff like this. Oh no, it's only 2 minutes. I thought it was 10 minutes for some reason, but it's only a 2-minute long video. But I'll play it because it's great.
Crow's in the house.
Crow of Judas. So this is a little preview of some of the stuff that you get to see by joining the Patreon. If I can find it. That's the one we want right there. Share that audio. Boom. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Why we don't do intros. Team, do not watch. Team, don't watch.
All right. I am recording. Hang on. Let me make this.
I'm recording. Hang on.
It already.
Let me do this. Oh, it already is.
There it is. Okay.
It just.
Go. Lavaca.
Yes.
Lavaca County Jail. What am I saying about this place?
Old jail.
All right, guys. We're standing out front of the Lavaca County Jail here in what is the name of the city? Harletsville. Are we sure about that?
Hallettsville.
We're standing out front of the Lavaca County Jail
in Texas.
This place.
This is why we don't do intro.
What is it? Hallettsville.
Look, they're yelling at us. Hallettsville.
Action. Let's go.
All right, guys. So we're standing out front of.
I got shadows.
People moving.
All right, we're good.
Hallettsville
and Lavaca.
All right, guys. So let me start fresh. And I want that card to
have some like circus music playing over. It's a noisy town.
Hallettsville, Lavaca.
Yes.
Hallettsville, Lavaca. All right, guys. So we're standing out front of the Lavaca County Jail here in Hallettsville, almost in California. And I stumbled on one. Okay. All right, guys. So we are standing out front of the Lavaca County, and as soon as somebody drives down the fucking road,
take your time. Yeah, this is why I hate intros.
I know
They'd be looking for ghosts right now.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, when you're sitting there and lights are super bright, anybody that drives by is just like,
what is that?
What's going on over there? What are these people doing? Just go away.
Exactly. So, guys, that is why you should join Patreon. Not just because it helps get us to the locations, but you get to see stupid stuff like that. Look, Sarah Jane says, priceless. This is why I joined Patreon, just for the bloopers. Yeah, you get to see some pretty ridiculous stuff over there. Yeah, Glam, exactly. I'm like,
get out of here.
Oh, man, that was funny. That was good times. And I'm getting ready to post. I'll probably post it tonight or maybe tomorrow to Patreon. We left this last episode. We left it on a cliffhanger, like we always do. And I'm gonna release the like 10 minutes after the cliffhanger. I'm not gonna put it in the episode that comes out next. I'm gonna only release like the last 10 minutes of that walkthrough on the Patreon. As well, because there was some cool stuff that continued to happen. So help us get to locations, guys. Let's do this.
No.
No, that was great. Why? Thank you. So what's going on with Cemetery Road? I know you're at 11, almost 1,200 now.
I am, man.
Maybe more than that.
1,132.
Oh my goodness, guys! Go subscribe to the Cemetery Road immediately.
And as promised, I'm doing a giveaway since I hit the 1,000.
Oh, the view finder.
I got a Viewmaster that I'm giving away. Well as that's not what I wanted. A custom-made Cemetery Road reel that features some of my photography, some of my favorite pictures, cemeteries that I've gone to over the course of the show, and the Viewmaster viewer itself is one of my antique ones from like the 1940s. So there you go with that. It's going to be pretty awesome.
That's killer.
Come on.
How are you selecting a winner?
So what I'm going to do is I've got a new episode hitting this upcoming Saturday, and anybody who comments on that video will be entered into a drawing. I will draw a name out of a hat type style from all of the names in the collection, and whoever's name I pull will get the Viewmaster, the reel.
OMG! So he is trying to get some comments on that video, guys.
That's right.
I'm going to be commenting on all of mine.
So on Saturday when the video releases, you'll have until Monday morning to put a comment on the video to get your name in the drawing. So it gives you a little time, give you a little time over the weekend to watch the episode and your name in the hat, and there you go. It'll be pretty cool.
Heck yes! And somebody asked for the Cemetery Road link. Let me grab it. Or if you search the Cemetery Road, usually it comes up immediately. But we're gonna do this.
I also have new merch that dropped on my merch store.
Heck yes!
I got my Tapophile shirt.
I saw that. I just like that.
For those of you who don't know what a tapophile is, it is a person who enjoys cemeteries.
That is excellent news.
So I got that up. That one's pretty cool.
That is super, super cool. Oh, by the way, shout out Joyce. Thank you for the PayPal donation. Ashley, Tina, Gaina, and William, thank you all for the PayPal donations. You are entered to win the Ghost Hunter hat. We have them back on our Haunted Side merch store. Nice. So you can win one. Send us a PayPal donation. Help us get to some locations. Be entered. $1 is one entry. So if you do $100, you have 100 entries, and you might win it. Or you can just go buy one. Just go to Cemetery Road, buy the Tapophile shirt, go to the Haunted Side, and buy the Ghost Hunter hat. Use, what do we have? Promo code rewatch. Use promo code rewatch on the Haunted Side for 20% off, 10 or 20% off. Do it, Tweed. We dare you. But anyways, yeah. Have you had a chance to watch the episode?
I have not.
Do you remember the stuff that happened?
I do.
Because there was as there tends to be, there was a lot of stuff that happened that we didn't even realize happened. One of the craziest things is at like 3 or 4 different points, my name got said like clear as day. And what was really creepy is, you remember when we were in the first set? Okay, so we walked up the stairs, the REM pod was going haywire. Yeah. And so we went in there, and then we moved it to the cell across, like directly in the same women's holding cell, like they told us. And then we did an EVP session right there. We thought that it got ruined because halfway through, remember, the dogs started getting really loud, and we were like, oh, that's the thing with, EV outside noises and stuff like that. But right as it starts, I mean, I barely hit play, and you hear something just go, Patrick. like loud as hell. And I think because we're always listening for the EVPs, but because it happened so suddenly, I don't think we caught it in the moment. But yeah, it was nuts. And then that REM pod continued to go haywire, like almost that whole time. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Nice.
Is it Taco Tuesday?
Not for me. I had Asian food.
No Taco Tuesday?
I know. Maybe next time.
Ooh, that's what I need to do. I'll wear that as my mask.
There you go.
Every now and then I fall apart. Patrick, you should be a comedian. That was the episode ever. That was the funniest episode ever. Which one? The bat brothel. That's probably when people think the on its side being absolutely ridiculously funny. That's immediately what I think.
Pretty much. And to think you weren't even going to release that. I made you.
You did make me. You were like in the middle of filming that. You were like, "Oh, you are going to release this. Make him release."
Yeah, because we did a little like live thing, and I was just like, "Do not like bug him on every episode until this is out."
It's
and
so
it worked.
true. You did. It did work. No, I was gonna release it anyways because we already had one location fall through that night. I was not gonna let a second fall through.
That place was disgusting.
It was so gross. It was so gross. Actually, I want to say it was equally as gross as the Shadow House here in Fernley. Because
that place pretty bad.
Oh, dude, it's. I think it's probably torn down now. I think it was supposed to be bulldozed this week, but yeah, it was. No. It was absolutely disgusting.
As many places as we've gone, obviously a lot of the places we go to are abandoned locations, condemned locations, that kind of thing. That we haven't experienced that more often. Just because, some of these places out in the middle of nowhere where, anybody could just wander in. Like the Clean Water Demon House. I'm surprised that wasn't in worse condition when we went there.
Well, I think probably it wasn't because it wasn't as known or really known at all. But since our episode has aired, and now there's been probably, I've seen at least 24 other people, teams, and stuff going out there. It's been pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad out there. And
that's unfortunate.
It's about to get even more exposure because they're featuring that episode on Paranormal Caught on Camera, and they're featuring it on Osborne's Osborne's Want to Believe. So the Osbornes are going to be reacting to that episode as well. So I think it's going to be even more people going out there. So hopefully somebody's going to end up just demolishing it, I'm sure, at some point.
Probably. That's unfortunate.
I know. I looked though, and the property is for sale for like $750,000 for that chunk of land right there. Probably because of
large chunk of land, and I guarantee whoever buys it's just going to bulldoze it, and
it's going to end up becoming industrial, something like across the street in Spice Island or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the super chat, Sharon.
Sharon dropping in. Sharon got one of these hats. I saw that. She got a Ghost Hunter hat.
Nice.
You guys seem to pave the way for other ghost hunters. We certainly try. We'll have people out. We'll have guest investigators. That's just the kind of person that I am. And then I really believe that's the kind of person that Jason is. If we can help somebody out, if we can help another team out with a location or with filming tips and techniques and things like that, we're going to do that. We're going to, even if it's not always reciprocated, we're still going to
in the past.
Yeah. We're still going to go out there and do what we can and go out on a limb for people. 'Cause that's just the right thing to do. Just as people, we should do that. But in the paranormal community and then subset that YouTube paranormal community. It's so small. We should all be looking out for each other, is how I feel. But you know what it is. Things are crazy. Yikes, that's a lot of money. I know, for that land. I mean, the house is not worth anything. It's literally just something that would get completely bulldozed immediately.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is the point where you should ask us questions. Let us know anything you want to ask, anything you want to know about us, about the show, about Cemetery Road, about the Mystery Project. That's what I named my little true crime series, The Mystery Project. And then I was trying to do a logo, and it looked exactly like this, and I was like, "Damn it! I need to."
You have one idea. That's it.
Exactly. I'm like, back to the drawing board.
I got lucky because my logo, like my show's called Cemetery Road, so it was just a brainer to make it a street sign. So I didn't have to put much thought. See you guys, Cemetery Road.
Get it.
Repping my own merch, except I my hoodie because I am kind of cold. It's a little chilly tonight.
Really? Yeah, not here. It's been roasty in Nevada.
It actually snowed here today.
What?
Yeah, it's stupid. And now it's like super cloudy, like fluffy little white clouds and stuff, and it's clear.
That is crazy. Patrick, when you die, will you happily come back and haunt everyone possible? Who knows?
Mandy asks, what happens if you go to a location and you get no activity? Has that ever happened? It has happened.
Yes, it has happened a lot. And there's one of two things. Well, there's a bunch of different things that can happen. Typically, there's a few things that we'll do. One, we'll just take all of that, try to build something out of it and release it. Or we will go back. Yeah. Usually we would much rather go back and film another night or another few nights, or film, until we have some kind of story to say, and then edit that and post that out as an episode. That's usually what we would try to do. But
I mean, the bat brothel is kind of a good example of really happening. Not this, like, I don't know if it's just because they're really thing to investigate there, or if the being distraction and the smell and the wildlife kept us from actually having any sort of investigation anyway. But it happens every once in a while. You just kind of roll with the punches. Thankfully, we haven't had to like spend a ton on a location that didn't produce anything for us.
Because if you look too, I mean, the overwhelming majority of the locations that we've investigated are in northern Nevada, northern California. We've had the opportunity to go to Texas. Last year we were supposed to do so much filming that got postponed. But what that does is that affords us the opportunity to go back and film another time. So you guys see all the hard drives and why we need so many hard drives. I've got times that we went to Truckee River Murder House that nothing happened. I've got times that we went to, different places and things just didn't happen, but that didn't get put into, didn't get cut down into an episode, Mm-hmm. And Lex decided to come in with his tablet. So give me just a second. Let me see what's going on with him.
Not a problem. Thanks, Tina. She says, I didn't think I would like Cemetery Road, but I love it. You do an incredible things. I super appreciate it. And I know the cemetery, me hanging out in cemeteries is not everybody's cup of tea. I have tons of family who, when I tell them this is what I do for fun, they just understand. But it's that I love it, and I love sharing guys, and maybe somebody out there is like, I'm not sure about this. I don't know if it's going to be joy, but they do check it out and they like it. And maybe they go check out the local cemetery near them and learn about the history of their locations, and that would be also awesome.
I'm back. So what was the question?
Someone just said Cemetery Road's really good.
Oh, I agree.
So I was like, yeah, I think it is too.
Heck yes. Alex says, so here's my question. I'm pretty sure you've answered this before, but your first or strongest paranormal experience that made you a solid believer in this real afterlife. Yeah, we've gone over it before extensively, but the short version for me is I grew up in a house, or I moved to a house when I was growing up. We only lived there for like a few months, but we found out it was used as a satanic church. There were all kinds of things that had happened there, rituals and all kinds of stuff. But long story short, as I got woken up by something sitting on my bed, I woke up, I looked, and there was this shadowy kind of figure sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. But what was weird is I could see like a depression in the blanket where there was like weight, but I could see through it. But it was weird. It was like darker than dark. I could still see through it. It was horrifying. But ever since that moment, I've been on the quest to capture that, to see that again, or to validate it for somebody else that has seen it.
And I grew up hearing stories, family of experiences they had. I always had an interest in it, and I guess to the things that have made me kind of believe that there is something out there that's unseen is just everything I've done on Cemetery Road, or not Cemetery Road, on the haunted side, being at the forefront, like seeking it, and having the experiences we've had on the show just to cements the belief I already had. And I'm looking forward to doing more.
Oh, heck yes. Mike B says, what about Brewer's Cabinet or Virginia Street Antique Mall revisit? Brewer's Cabinet, I would be totally down for. And he's actually asked us to come back out and do that. So the next time you're in town, Jason, we should go back out and revisit that one. Virginia Street Antique Mall, sadly, like 2 months, maybe a month, a few weeks after the investigation, closed its doors completely, shut down, closed down everything. So that, unfortunately, that building, they might have torn it down too, because they're doing a lot of like revamping of kind of that midtown area in Reno, and it might have got torn down.
I have no idea, but it's an old building.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see.
MeWC, welcome to the patron. We have a new patron. Thank you for joining. Appreciate that.
Denise asks, is my wife a ghost hunter as well? No. She thinks it's a load of bollocks. So she lets me do it, and it's kind of surprising. She's like totally fine with it. And she's got a really, I don't even know. She's not.
Ronald says, hey, Patrick, I just started watching Haunted Side a couple of weeks ago with my daughter, and we love your show. Well, thank you, Ronald. We appreciate that. Thanks for having you and your daughter check this stuff out. Sarah says, why are cemeteries always associated with bad energy? They can be beautiful places. That's true.
I think it's just a mindset of cemeteries being sad and scary places, just because we're afraid of death and whatever comes with death. And so they're just generally thought of as bad, because there's not a whole lot of good memories associated with a cemetery. It's generally sorrow, one of sadness. So I get that, but there are also links to our past, and they are great ways to find out about folks that came before. Depending on the age of the cemetery, you're talking about stone work that is absolutely awesome, and art. And I've always had a weird in cemeteries. but I do get the kind of the, when I tell people what I do for fun and they're just like, that's so weird, that's morbid, that's like, I had one person say it was gross, and I was like, what? Why is it gross? I'm not digging people up. Like, I don't get it.
You're not exhuming their bodies for autopsies. No.
Yeah.
Tina says that she loved the Donovan Mill episodes. Will you guys go back there? It's just crazy with activity. Yes, we absolutely will be going back there. In fact, Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters, who Mama J is the founder, she's the one who actually got us into that location the first time, even before Jason was in the part of the show. But they have a website called Haunted Comstock, and now they're doing private tours. So you can actually book the Donovan Mill. You can book the Cabin in the Sky, aka the Poltergeist cabin. You can book the Crown Point Mill, which we've done. The Comstock Mill and the Crown Point Mill, it's the same place. You can book all of that stuff on that site. And because I don't live that far from Virginia City, if I'm in town, I usually show up to those. So you might even get a little special guest appearance. In fact, they have one on Thursday at the Gold Hill Hotel, and then they've got an event at the Donovan Mill on Saturday that I'm going to try and make it out to, which is super, super, super cool. So yes, we will definitely be going back to Donovan. In fact, I have the keys right now. I still have the keys to Cabin in the Sky, Donovan Mill, Crown Point, all of it, because we were just there. I was with the New Reality, and they filmed an episode for their show there, and I just happened to be a little guest star on there. And it was crazy. Nice. So when they edit that one up, watch it. Sharon, I just saw that you upgraded to, I don't know, what is that level called? Just Sharon level. You are at the Sharon level. Let's see. Very true. Cemeteries are very beautiful and peaceful. 90% of the dead are in peace. No more pain or suffering per se. Exactly. I would agree with that, Ronald. 100%. Jason, what you do is beautiful. See?
Thank you. Tell your friends. Have them subscribe.
Do it.
I'll do another giveaway at 2,000.
You should. Oh.
Ghost cat. The bats.
I know, right?
Sharon earlier, asked us if we would go up to Placerville and Carey House Hotel. I would absolutely love that. I've actually, my kind of investigation was at the Carey House Hotel. Right before I joined the haunted side, right before I even messaged Patrick back in the need help with your show. I did a ghost tour up in Placerville, Hangtown, and what they did was they walked you down the street, which is like, a super small town main street. It's pretty cool looking, lots of shops, and they point out locations and about some of the haunted history of the town, and then it ends at the Carey House Hotel, and you go into like this back room, kind of like their ballroom, if you. And you do an investigation. They hand out voice recorders to people.
Oh, that's cool.
That's where I first saw the sensory deprivation thing used in that room, and it was pretty crazy. We heard sounds that we shouldn't have. There was some knocking and walking behind us that there was literally nobody there.
Wow.
And so I would love to actually go there and do a full-blown investigation of the location, because it's be one of the most haunted places in that town. And I love Placerville just in general.
Well, they got some good breweries out there too.
Thanks, Kippy.
Okay. Madam Butterfly asks, what happened to part 2 of the asylum investigation with the New Reality? That was one of the casualties of not having enough hard drives. I had a hard drive corrupt that had those files on it, and I didn't have space to
back it up.
Yeah, to have those files backed up. So I lost that footage, unfortunately, because I really wanted to show, because we caught some crazy stuff. At one point, there was that coffin in the middle of that room, and there was a screw that almost sounded like it hit the bottom inside of the coffin and came out at us during Cody's sensory deprivation. It was crazy. And we lost that dang footage. So guys, please help us not have that happen again.
Mem Notes asked if I have visited the cemetery in Genoa. No, I have not. Most likely the next time I'm in the area, I will go check it out. There's a few areas I've been to around the Nevada area, but I've been there before I started doing the show. So I definitely want to, when I'm back there, once, snow has melted and I have to some of the mountainous locations, there's a few more cemeteries to check out. This last time I went, which is the episodes that I'm putting out right now, are mostly Virginia City area cemeteries. Yeah. And so those are done. I've got a couple that I checked out while we were in Texas. So those were pretty awesome as well.
Yes, they were. Ashley says, do you guys find that the more you investigate, you have more paranormal experiences in your own personal lives? And then do you protect yourself by saging crystals, etc., if you even believe in those methods?
I have not experienced any paranormal activity in my own private life apart from investigations.
Every once in a while, things will happen, and I try to just kind of write it off as like, well, is that paranormal? Like, did that just fall, or did something push it? So I typically tend to lead towards keep work at work, and we do a lot. Both of us, Jason and I, we do a lot to kind of keep that stuff at bay. We both have the systems and the prayers and things that we do. But every once in a while, I'll see things. Like I'll see that shadow move out of the corner of my eye or something like that. But it's never been anything other than growing up and having it sit on my bed and wake me up. I haven't really experienced anything that would be, big, like a big paranormal event. So Great question, Ashley. Fantastic. Do you have any new investigation techniques you want to try? Oh, that's a good question too.
Not that I'm aware of.
It's one of those things, like we're always trying new things. I mean, like we just got a shadow tracker from Paranormal Electronics UK, and I don't even know how it works. I haven't even been able to use it because it takes those batteries, the ones that used to my laser, remember my NASA laser? It takes two of those, so I haven't been able to use it. But I mean, we're always up for trying new things or trying something, that we can hopefully get some results with. But then at the same time, I feel like Jason and I, too, sometimes we almost kind of backtrack and we go, you know what, let's strip it down a little bit and go back to just walking around with cameras and a digital recorder. And, because I mean, we had the SLS camera with us, but we didn't capture much until the end on this part one of the Lavaca County Jail. It was mainly just you and me, a camera, and a digital recorder. And I feel like that sometimes it is good to take a step back and to go at it, rudimentary, break it down to the basics.
And I like the tool, playing with the gear and seeing, always having multiple tools in the box, if you will. Mm-hmm. But some of the frustrating part of our investigation sometimes is when a piece of malfunctions and we sit there and spend time trying to to get it up and running, time that could be spent actually investigating. The SLS camera is a prime example of a time waster when it's not working. Yep. We've had like the Ovulus. We were having issues with the Ovulus in Texas, and we sat around for like 30-40 minutes trying to make it work for the investigation. And it's like, and when especially if you're at a location or you're at a location that is far away from home, or you're at a place that you have a hard out, like you have to leave at a certain time.
Yeah.
Those moments are precious. And so you're fiddling with this wire that's just not working, and the whole time you're just like tick, 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 tick. You're wasting. And so I'm more of a fan of the stripped down investigations. I'm more of letting our senses really guide us.
Yeah.
But I do, it's not that we're going to cap the gear, but we're definitely married to it. We're not like, well, we can't investigate because we don't have this one piece of, if we got a camera and we got a digital recorder, let's do it. Like, we'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Me, WC, welcome to the team. You're a paranormal investigator now. And Lisa, thank you so much. I saw earlier that it's about a 4-hour flight, but you have kids out here. You should come out and bring the kids. Go to a haunted Comstock thing. But Lisa, thank you for that PayPal donation. You guys are amazing.
Thanks.
Thanks. Oy, what?
I'll be right back because I'm getting cold. I'm going to get my hoodie.
Do it. I dare you. It was cool that the SLS showed person in the shower. Alicia, yeah, we've had that happen a couple of times. I know Hughes and Porter was one where there was like one in the bathtub. In the St. Charles Hotel, there was one that mapped. It almost looked like it was trying to get out of a fire. Yes, some pretty cool stuff. Sarah, do you really like the Ovilus though? Do you have the new one yet? No, I do not have the new one. I thought I was getting the new Paranormal Electronics UK. I thought I was getting their Para Ovilus, and it did not come. So I'm sad because I wanted to try out that one. I do still have the old one that I kind of roped Jason in on that one, but that I Patrick-ified and broke. But we'll get it eventually. Mike Beatty, want to remember the location with the underground hallways? It was like a maze. Commercial Casino. Yes, Commercial Casino had that whole basement underneath that was just crazy down there. I wish that more stuff would have happened. When we did that walkthrough, it was early in the night, and then by the end of the night, we had to drive 4 hours back to Reno, and so we didn't get to go back down into there to see what else we could get to happen. But it was crazy down there. Ever suspect cats could have knocked things over, Patrick? Yes. Most definitely.
Got my hoodie on.
Nice. Look at that. Cemetery roaded up.
That's right.
We missed you on Unexplained Cases. Yes, Linda, I wanted to go. We were supposed to do the Donner train tunnels for Unexplained Cases on Sunday, but there's like 6 feet of solid ice up there. So, and then there's like holes where water has started to drip through, and it built these massive like ice sculptures that you just can't walk in there, much less carry equipment or try to do anything down there. So unfortunately, we had to postpone that one, but we'll eventually get it. Will you be catching up with Viv or Jeremy again? I'm sure Jeremy will probably take a lot longer than Viv.
Yeah.
Jeremy, yeah, he had been on investigations with me before back in the band days, and he had a pretty strong attachment back then, and he did not want to do it for a long time. And it took him 8 years, something like that, before he came out and did, the episodes of The Haunted Side that when he came out and guest starred. But yeah, Jeremy might pop in on one of these live streams. In fact, he's probably watching this one. Jeremy, if you want to jump in, let me know. But on an actual investigation, I'm probably not for a while.
I hung out with Viv last night. virtually.
See, there you go.
But yeah, if you want more Viv, she's got her own show on YouTube and on Paraflix, which is a paranormal kind of Netflix, if you will, app. But she does the Murder Hour or Murder Corner on the Dead Hours. So if you look up Dead Hours on YouTube every Wednesday, yeah, I think it's every Wednesday. She does the Murder Corner where she goes through and talks about true crime stuff. She puts a ton of work into it. So I always like watching it and listening to it while I'm cooking dinner and stuff. So I totally recommend that. And then if you're at all interested in Paraflix, check it out, download the app or whatever. It is a pay for content app, but there's a bunch of folks that we know on that. New Reality has stuff on there. Matt Benton has stuff on there. Viv has her interview show on there, the Dead Hours, and so she's always around.
She's someday around.
Someday she'll pop up back on an investigation when we're near each other physically and all that kind of stuff. Right now we're just kind of getting over a hump of investigations and trying to plan our next bit.
Yep, definitely. I just saw something. Where was it? Oh, Truth or Theory. if you haven't watched that podcast, go watch it. We've done it a couple of times now, but said, "Damn, Jason is handsome with that beard."
All my white hair. It's funny because
you
this
look
beard,
distinguished.
this beard, all the white you see in my beard used to be red. Like I have a redheaded ma, and she gave her redheaded genes to me and my brother via facial hair. But as we got older, all the red just went away and it turned completely white.
You're like, oh snap.
Yep.
Oh goodness. That is too funny. And Mike B said, who won the pocket plasma? The last one that we did was what was his name? Brian. And then I want to say the one from the New Reality, like Hangout live stream. What was it? Who was it? I have it here. It was Roxanne. Roxanne. So if you haven't got an email, Brian or Roxanne, if you're watching, shoot me an email. But yes, you should have that stuff sent out very, very soon. I think I needed somebody's address, because if you fill it out on PayPal, you usually put your address in there, so I can just copy and paste, boom, good to go. But I think I needed one of you guys' address, so I'll send you an email. But this time we're giving away one of these Ghost Hunter hats, guys. I don't know if you saw that. We got them back. Woo! And they're not $50. Jesus Christ. The last ones cost us $41 a hat, because the hat was $30 and then they were charging like $11 to embroider it. So it was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. These ones, I think they're $28, something like that. A couple dollars shipping. It's worth it. But if you want to win one, send a PayPal donation, because we've got quite a few people entered right now. Let's see if I need to thank anybody else. It looks like I do. Janine, thank you for the PayPal donation. You are entered to win. Cassie, looks like you just sent one in. Thank you so much. Lisa, Michael, Julie, William, Gaina, Tina, Ashley, Joyce, and a partridge and a pear tree. Thank you all so very much. Did we just get a channel member? Yes, we did. Cindy. Welcome to the team. You are now a paranormal investigator. And guys, joining the channel, you also get the access to those videos that we post, like the little bloopers videos, and like the one that we watched at the beginning of this video. The reason that we don't do intros.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Craziness. I have a question about the spirit box. Do more voices come through AM or FM frequencies? Leon, that is a fantastic question. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure because we've caught really good voices on both settings. I want to say we typically run FM. There's no real particular reason other than just that's when you turn it on, it's on FM setting. And we run that one. The AM antenna is a lot more difficult to remove because it's actually a chunk and then it has copper wire wrapped around it. So it was more difficult to remove. The FM antenna is just the one that comes out of the top of it, the little silver one that you pull out. That one was just a screw and you can easily take that out. So I typically we will run FM, but realistically, the belief behind it is that they're not necessarily speaking through the actual radio wave or like the actual like FM or AM frequency. It's more just they're able to speak through that white noise. So just randomly scanning through the white noise is how is believed to be why the voices are coming through, which is why sometimes you'll hear the radio interference, and we usually won't say anything about it because it's usually tucked pretty far behind the static. And, you can tell, right? If it's a radio station, you'll hear music. It sounds like a song that, you hear on the radio, then around, a popular song at the time. Or you hear a voice that's like 97, you hear stuff that makes sense to be radio. We're looking for the voices that clear as day come through and sound like it's somebody there with us, which a great example was when we did the Shadow House, and we had a voice. I think it said "Hey." I think it said "Hey" at the very end of one of the. I think it was part one. No, it was part two. A voice, just a woman's voice, loud, sounded like they were just at the end of the hallway where it was. Just goes, "Hey." That was pretty crazy. So that's what we're looking for. Ashley Palmer says, have you guys ever used dowsing rods? I don't remember a time. What are your thoughts on them? I have a set. They freaked me out a bit. You can feel them as the energy changes or as the energy charges them. Yeah, I mean, I think we actually even have some. We don't typically use them. I drink too much coffee to hold dowsing rods still like you're supposed to. But it's funny because I had the Tesla coil running and I would like touch it with a dowsing rod. And it was because you can use this as a microphone as well. And so I ran this out into a speaker and I was using the dowsing rods and I was just kind of tapping it, which is why it's now burned on some of the corners because this got really hot and I didn't realize it was going to burn it. But I was getting really strange vocal sounds coming out of it, which I thought was really strange. So maybe it was using the dowsing rod as sort of an antenna. I have no idea, but it was pretty cool. Which is also how I melted the white speaker that goes into the top, used to go in the top of the obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
It has the little rubber rings around it when you plug it in to do the TSR and TSSR. Yeah, I melted one of those so it doesn't go into anything now. Patrick got a PhD in science. It's funny because I do love that side of things. And I love, taking stuff apart and trying crazy things. In fact, I don't know if I have it here. I think I moved it. But we have a microphone. Oh yeah, it's this one. So we just have like a regular microphone. It's a shotgun mic that came with one of the static cameras, right? But we don't ever really use these. They're not that great of quality. It just has like a 3.5 millimeter, plug, like an aux cable. But I was running this out into a speaker, and then I was literally putting the microphone on it like that and catching some crazy sounds.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I'm surprised it didn't catch on fire.
It started to kind of smell a little burning rubber, so I was like, I'm gonna stop it. But it was after like, I mean, I left it on for probably 20 minutes. So I mean, but if we wanted to do like I don't even know what we call that, a Tesla session with a microphone. We could do that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So that's what I'm always trying to do, guys. I'm always trying to come up with something, something testing the boundaries, right? That's the whole reason that we do this. And that we have all this gear, maybe nothing will happen. Maybe I just melt this and it blows up and that catches on fire. But then I know
that's not something we should be doing.
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that, Jason. That was not smart. But maybe I get a voice that comes through.
What's this wee crap?
I know, right? Yeah. And the award goes to Patrick.
Somebody asked, what are the best time frames to do an investigation? Can you still catch things during the day better than at night? You can do an investigation whenever you want. It doesn't have to be at night. There's two main reasons why we investigate during the nighttime. One is that the ambient noise of the world is so much less at night than during the day. There are plenty of times if we were at a location during the day doing an investigation, you would hear nothing but traffic driving past. You would hear people talking because it would be people around. When we investigate locations that are businesses, those businesses are in operation during the day, so there's no way to investigate. So at night, we're able to have the quietest atmosphere possible, and that's absolutely needed when we're talking about doing EVP sessions or listening with our own ears for something to happen. What we don't want is like, car, truck, motorcycle, delivery van, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, people knocking on the door because they see equipment.
Yeah, and two, it's just way more cooler at night.
We look better in black.
It sets a mood. It sets a tone for the show that we're creating. And honestly, it amps us up as well, because when you're walking around an abandoned jail at night with very little lighting that you're bringing to the table, like, come on, that's fun. That's where the fun happens. But you can investigate anytime you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we've caught activity shooting B-roll. We've caught activity, flying the drone like during the day, doing that stuff. So just in the walkthroughs, we have stuff happen quite often doing that. So absolutely. Coco, I just read what you had posted about your mom, and I'm so sorry to hear that. That is, we're sending you thoughts and prayers because that is, that's horrible.
Just tell her to rest up and, take it easy.
Yeah. I did see somebody ask about Eureka Opera House too, and we need to go back to the Eureka Opera. Well, you need to go to the Eureka Opera House, and I desperately want to go back to the Eureka Opera House.
And that'll be a trip in and of itself. Like, there's no go to Eureka and not revisit the locations we've already done. The hotel, finally get into the house with me. That would definitely, it would be like our Texas trip, down there for a couple of days and just hitting the pavement investigations.
Yep, because there's even we found it last time, and there was there's an abandoned hospital. It's a smaller hospital. I want to say there's maybe only 6 rooms, something like that, 2 stories, 6 rooms. That's just a couple of miles down the road that we need to go check out too. So there's a few new things in Eureka, as well as the places that you guys are familiar with that we definitely need to go check it out. Until the bats show up. Frisky Sausage says yes. Until the bats show up.
And then we're done.
And then I'm out of there. What about the theater in SoCal?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you talking about the theater that Jason worked at? That wasn't in SoCal, was it?
No, that was
like Bay
Northern
Area,
California.
Even more than that, huh? Crow says,
I would love to investigate that place. Unfortunately, I think it's a church now, and I don't know of too many churches that would be down for us hunting ghosts.
well, when we were at the Presidio La Bahia, look at that, 2 times in one stream.
Yeah, the church was the only place we couldn't go in.
Yeah, we had access to the entire location except the little chapel, because the Catholic diocese was like, absolutely not. And that's fine. We will respect that. Go into the creepy circle room, Patrick, Jason. Nah. and what was it? Commercial Casino. I was like, go into the creepy circle room, and you're like, nah.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm not going into the creepy circle room. Stacy, thank you for the PayPal donation. You are entered to win the Ghost Hunter hat. Caitlin, Deborah, and Alicia, thank you all for the PayPal donations as well. You're all entered in to win one of these hats. Or just go get one, guys. If you want, just go get one. I think I even have the link. I didn't even mean to rhyme, but I did. They're actually pretty cool, too. They're supposed to have, like, the embroidery on them is supposed to be, like, super nice.
Nice.
But they finally got them back in stock. That's what I've been waiting on. Just get them back in stock so we can get these hats out. There it is, guys. Go click that link, buy a hat. Get a shout out while we're on this here live stream. All right. What other questions? What other questions do we have? How do you tell the difference in a critter in the wall or attic versus scratching sounds that might not be critters? That is a great question. And this is one that you might not see in the episodes all the time. It depends on the situation, or like kind of the flow, the edit that I'm doing. But if it's a critter, we're pretty good. I'd say 99% of the time, you can tell, right? You know, you hear it's very sporadic.
To a lot of locations that have like critters, and so we're pretty identifying when it's a critter or not.
Yeah. And a lot of times too, you'll see it. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes I won't show it when we actually like kick the wall, or like, like move, like pretty heavily move something in that area. Because if we do that, usually the critters are going to, and get out of there. We did it at Cabin in the Sky, because we're here scratching in that one corner, and we were like, is that a mouse? Is that a critter? What is that? And then we were kicking the little stand right there, and it ran out. So we knew that was a critter. But usually if things, we'll try to have it do something more than once on command. So it's like, can you do that again on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3? Or can you answer this? We do that one a lot because a critter, the chances of a possum or something like that randomly just going at that exact time are pretty low. Not that saying it couldn't happen. It could, but the chances are a lot lower than just if we're like, we hear noise. We're like, oh my God. That's also why we don't say anything is ever 100% a ghost. If you go back through our episodes, it's never like the ghost said this. There was a ghost who said this. We're just like, look, this is what happened, and we don't have an explanation for it.
And what you don't see in the episode is we investigate those sounds. Like we go for them, we poke around, and but that's not us just kind of like pushing stuff out of the way and like searching what turns out to be a mouse or whatever. Yeah. So we just don't show stuff.
Exactly. Tina, thank you for the PayPal donation. You are entered to win a Ghost Hunter hat. And there's only like a little bit left. I think it's only up for like 5 days. They've only got these hats available for like 5 days. So they're super limited. Somebody said the Crow had a good question, but I didn't see it. Oh, what are your thoughts on mirror scrying? Do you know what that is, Jason?
No.
Or like an idea of?
I have a general idea of what it is.
Yeah. So essentially it's doing kind of a seance in a room that has mirrors facing each other. Or you can even have rooms that the entire room is covered in mirrors. And so it's believed that spirits can use those as gateways, but having several of them facing each other allows them to jump through different portals, different dimensions, essentially, and it can be very creepy. It's like, imagine being in a fun house that is actually haunted.
No thanks.
So you see something out of the corner of your eye, and then you see it 3 more times, and you're like, oh my god, it can be pretty scary. But I don't think that's one of the things. I mean, to do that would be tough at some of these locations. I can't imagine trying to hang mirrors over the Clean Water Demon House.
Yeah.
You can just stare into a mirror in a candle lit room. You can do that too. You can just sit down, have a single mirror, light a candle in front of it, and look into it, and film the mirror from 2 angles, and then film you from the back. You can do that too.
Tina says, I know sometimes you have a lot of people with you during investigation. Activity lessen with more people. Well, generally, it's just me and Patrick. Very rarely do we have other people with us. And I think it just depends on the location, honestly. It makes it more difficult. More people equals more sound. People walking around, people talking to each other just increases the amount of ambient sound that we are producing. And so that makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of suss out which is own sounds versus which is the sounds we're making.
It does make it more difficult, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever like, I've never noticed an increase in activity when 1 or 2 more people with us versus if it's just me and Patrick.
Yeah. And if you're referring to more of like, because she said she's seen sometimes that we have a lot of people. If you do it like the live streams or like the events that we do, there's gonna be a lot more people. And in those instances, it's not that I think less things happen. I just think if you're doing an investigation the right way, you're going to rule out a lot of stuff as being explainable, even if it isn't, because of that number of people. You'll hear a bang, you'll hear a voice, you'll hear something, and you kind of have to go, well, that could be, this other person, or it could be them. So it kind of that's why when it's just Jason and I, and we know, we're like, okay, it's just us, so we can't explain why that happened, who that voice was, what this EVP was, why that coffee cup came flying at us.
Yep. Jane says the color of the sky behind you looks amazing. I know, right? Look at this. I got my here. Look good. Some have an office again, and I'll be able to hang up my cool everything. But for now, you get nature. J206
says, Haunted Side, the best paranormal team. I'll give you a high five, sir. Pop. Thank you. We appreciate that, guys. It's like we always say, Jason and I always say, we're just having fun doing what we love to do. We're both filmmakers. We're both interested in the paranormal. I have been interested in paranormal for a long time. So it just felt kind of like the right transition to try and do. And honestly, I wanted to see if I could do it. Because I grew up watching the shows. Yeah, turns out it's horrible. I'm just gonna take this down. But I wanted to see if I could do it. I wanted to see if there was enough people out there that were tired of just the for lack of a better word, crap that you can find on a platform like YouTube in the paranormal realm. And I just wanted to see if I could do it. And starting off with Sean, we had a lot of fun, even though he only lasted about half a season, 6-7 episodes. But then having Jason join the team and just up the film game tremendously. And just, the connection that we have, the chemistry that we have especially on camera, it's so like electric. And I think that not only you guys watching it, but maybe even so the spirits or the entities or the energy or whatever it is that's in these locations is even drawn to it as well. And maybe that's the reason that we get the results and get the activity captured that we do. Because
never know.
Jason's amazing. That's basically what I'm saying, guys.
Cindy asks, have you personally called an investigator out for faking? I don't know any other investigators besides like the people we generally hang out with, like New Reality and Bill with
PR. Haven't seen him.
I was gonna say, but he changed it. It's
just PR right now. Paranormal Pursuit. PP.
So, and I don't watch any other investigation shows or anything like that.
No.
So I don't have anything to be pointing at, but also I don't want to be that guy. I'm here to produce the show that I want to watch for you guys. I have no interest in judging somebody else or getting sucked into some sort of YouTube drama, or like, I'm gonna let them do whatever the hell they're doing, and I'm gonna do what I wanted. I know there's a lot of people out there who kind of dive on tearing other people down or trying to, I don't.
Well, you've talked about it before. It's like any creative community that you're in, it for some reason breeds these people and breeds this kind of like, there can only be one mentality, which is just so wrong.
I think people would be better off just focusing on whatever it is they're doing and on trying to tear somebody else apart.
Yeah.
What that shows me is they're very insecure. They feel threatened by whatever somebody else is doing, and so they need to destroy that thing, or they need to harm that thing so that they feel better about whatever it is they do. Or you could just ignore else and do your own thing and feel proud about what you're doing. And
exactly.
So we're not here to make comments on anybody else. We're having a good.
We don't have enough time.
Yeah, we want to focus on what we're doing. Anything, we're going to be more critical of ourselves. If we're not what we feel we could, like, we don't want to come in here and give you % of our energy and our abilities. We want to make sure we're always performing at 100.
Yeah.
To make sure we're doing that takes all of our energy, other energy, to be like, all right, now let's spend more energy critiquing, analyzing, or bashing somebody else's work like that. I don't have time for that. It's not my thing.
No, absolutely not. Somebody asked for the link for the hats. If you would like a Ghost Hunter hat, they're available at that link right now that I just posted. Do it. You're right. We do have dislike girl and dislike guy and dislike guy's girlfriend.
And we have people that don't like us. Like, that's name of the game. We were really prepared for that when we started this whole thing. And we knew at point we were going to get somebody's attention and they were going to make it to crap on us.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Those people who sit there and they're just like, oh, the haunted side, we hate those guys, and I'm going to write this comment or I'm going to post this thing. And man, happen. The haunted side are going to sit up all night, just like sweat beds, just freaking out over this comment I'm leaving. I'm going to get in their heads. They're not going to be able to function anymore and do their show because I'm just going to get them. To be completely honest, we don't see you.
We don't care at all. And even if we do see it, I'll call Jason and we'll laugh at it.
Oh yeah,
or I do a snapback and screenshot it and post it on Instagram, or make it a shirt. We've made shirts with some of the stuff people say.
Yeah,
it's great. It's wonderful.
Y'all, if you don't like the show, and I've 100 million times, and it's not even haunted side, like, if you are spent the short amount of time we have on this earth actively seeking out something you don't like. Man, you dumb. You're just dumb. I don't do that. Be like, oh, you know what? I hate that show, whatever it is. Like, Minds on CBS. Oh, I hate that show. Oh, I'm gonna watch and just sit there and be angry. And I'm gonna
follow every actor on that show on Instagram and just
I'm gonna find a food I don't like, and that's all I'm ever gonna eat. I'm gonna find out that song I can't stand, and I'm gonna put it on repeat on a CD. That's all I'm gonna listen to. Like, that's what these people do with their lives, and I'm just like, why? Why? The amount of entertainment we have at our fingertips. Go something you enjoy, and don't waste your life being so angry. Come on. I'm trying to help you guys out. I'm not here to I want you to be happy. If watching this show doesn't make you happy, move on, guys. Move on. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Move on.
Y'all wanted a rant. Y'all wanted a rant.
Wanted a Jason rant. And y'all got one. That was almost 2-in-1 too. That is fantastic. Mary, thank you for the PayPal donation. But it does look like you requested that we pay you that money instead of sending it. So maybe she's requesting it because of the rant. She's like, look, if I'm gonna
out of here. You need to pay me for that.
If I'm gonna listen to this rant by Jason, y'all need to pay me for this stuff. So Mary, if you're watching, I will cancel that one. If you go in, don't click the one that says request, click the one that says send. And you can do that. That's funny during a rant.
She's like, no, I would like some money. Robert says, I don't know if this is like a second part of your comment, but I'm just going to read this. It says, I mean, because of those shows that we see on TV where things are clearly, it makes it for those who watch stuff from the haunted side and many others hard to believe. I would go into like, I get it. I totally get it. There's a expectation from a produced television. You have advertisers to make happy, when you have, executives in some studio to make happy. Like, I get that. But I'm not here to convince anybody that the paranormal, I'm here to find it for myself, and I'm here to take you guys a ride. And we've said this before too, like, you shouldn't be basing your beliefs of any sort on whatever you watched on YouTube. That's a dangerous way to live. So anybody who watches the show and watches its side or any paranormal investigation thing is just like, I don't believe this is real. Okay.
Go out and do it.
Okay. Like, you're not hurting my feelings by not believing it. You not believe isn't going to affect me and make me not do what I'm doing. Like, cool. But if you truly have an interest in the paranormal and are really sitting there thinking like, I don't know if it's real or not, all that kind of stuff, on an investigation. There are plenty of places all over the place that investigation tour / things that you can sign up for, go in a group, do an investigation. I've done them. We've been a part of them up at the Comstock. It's pretty easy to find them in your area. Go check it out for yourself. That's when you're going to start learning whether or not you have a belief in something. If it's something that you're just like, so I did those a few times, and I'm just not okay. You're fine. You're fine if you don't believe in ghosts. It's okay. You'll live.
And a lot of people don't realize it too, but when you start to go to these investigations, if you're going to a reputable group like Northern Nevada Ghost Hunters, if you're going to some of their events and you're getting these things that are happening and you're seeing how an investigation, one technique or many techniques, but how results are how how one way can get results better than another way and vice versa and all that kind of stuff. Once you start to understand that, when you then go in, it's like if you've ever worked, let me equate it to this. If you've ever worked in a restaurant as a waiter or a bartender, I have. So anytime that I go out to eat, I judge the service. And it's not even something that I'm trying to do. I'm not like consciously being like, this is horrible, I didn't get my water yet. It's not like that. It's just you're attuned to it. You're like, oh, okay, wait, this should happen, this should happen, this should happen. The same thing will start to happen to you with these investigations. Once you start to do them, once you start to see what kind of things happen, what kind of techniques are used, blah, 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 blah. Then when you come back to YouTube and you watch the stuff that you're seeing, you can get a much better judgment of, wait a second, that's way out of the realm of what I believe is possible for the spirit world to do. And then you can use that to say, maybe I'm not going to watch, or I'm going to watch this for fun. This is entertaining, but I'm not going to use it to base my belief system on the true paranormal by watching these videos or watching these teams or watching that kind of stuff. Because look, I love a good movie, right? Like I love a good scary movie. But leaving from watching a horror movie, I'm not going to be like, ghosts are real. I saw them move. You know what I mean? Like watching The Grudge. I'm not gonna be like, oh snap, ghosts are gonna come out of a television.
You mean the critically acclaimed documentary, The Grudge?
The Grudge. Oh my god. Yeah, that's kind of where it is. So I mean, for us, we both come from film making. We both come from documentary stuff. We want to show. It's not even necessary that we want to show like a Ghost Adventures or something like that. Like we want to just here's all this crazy stuff that happened. We want to show you what it was like for us there. And if something happens, wonderful, because that's kind of the golden not golden egg, but like that's the holy grail of things to happen, right? Something happens on camera while we're there wanting to investigate the paranormal. But realistically, the haunted side is more of like, come on an investigation with me and Jason. Let us take you through and show you what it is that we're trying, things that we're doing to try to make this activity happen. And it seems like you guys like that. That's why our episodes are very raw, very, raw, uncut feeling. I've done a few more voiceovers in kind of later episodes, but there was a while there where I wasn't doing any voiceovers because I just wanted it to be experienced and then interpreted however you wanted to interpret it. Not so much to let me comment after everything that happens so that I can, make it to where like you're subjectively like, oh, and then this is about to happen, and could it mean that this happened while this was happening because this happened so that this happened? You know what I mean? Like I try to make it reel that back and just kind of let it, this is what happened. Comment about it. Let us know what you think it could be. And yeah, Patrick rant. P rant. Uswin says, Patrick, I have to say it. I used to watch Ghost Adventures, but after they left to Discovery Plus, I needed my fix, and I found you guys. Well, thank you so much. We're glad that we could fill that void. Does anyone have any recommendations on groups in I thought it said Australia, and then I realized it did not. It said Austin,
Texas.
I could go out with. I don't know about Austin specifically.
I would just go on Google or even Facebook and just put like Austin Paranormal, and you'll find links to a bunch of teams, and then just like go down, vet what they're doing, see if they seem like cool folks, if they're doing some sort of an event or something. There's a few Facebook groups that I joined when I came down to Oklahoma, Paranormal Oklahoma type groups. And there's a few out there that seem like cool folks.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
One bit of advice I can say is that when you're looking for these groups, if you notice that a group is saying a lot of negative things about another group or saying a lot of negative things in general,
don't deal with them.
Approach cautiously or just don't at all, because
again, you don't want to associate yourself with
time.
negativity. Like if people, and this is a good rule of thumb for just life in general. If you are interested in something and a group or whatever that you're trying to like, hey, I like that thing too, and you just see a lot of negativity in that group or whatever, just it's not worth your time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be sucked into that. You don't want to be a part of something that's just going to be constantly negative. And I see that all the time in everything I'm interested in. And I've said this before, like, it doesn't matter if it's photography, filmmaking, ghost hunting, antiquing, it doesn't matter. You will find those people who are just the most negative people in the world. And they're just living to bring negativity on other people. And I just don't have time for that.
It's true. Life is way too short. Wait, and Sarah says, Jason, the life coach.
This is what I'm here for. And I investigate ghosts.
Yeah. Where are you going to investigate next? We don't have anything on the books yet. There's some tentative stuff that we're trying to get nailed down. But nothing just in stone yet. You guys going to Queen Mary? That was one we were supposed to go to, but they are on lockdown. You cannot go on that ship right now, or at least the last time I checked. You cannot go there. I possibly missed this, Mary. What did you miss? Let's see. What place creeped you out the most? And thanks for answering the questions. This is awesome. My first time to view. Well, Mary, thank you for viewing. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. All these likes, super chats, these PayPal donations. Thank every last one of you because you are letting us do this. And I'm going to answer for Jason. The creepiest place he's ever been was the Clean Water Demon House.
I don't like that place.
It's also the place that when we went to do the live stream about a week or so after we filmed the first investigation there, we were walking up to it and carrying the gear. And Jason's like, I'm not going to lie, I really don't want to be here right now.
It's true. It is true. I said those exact words.
Yes, he did. As far as for me, creepiest place I've ever been, I don't know. Because I'm past the point of just it being creepy because it's an old abandoned building or it's an old, it's an abandoned whatever hospital or something. But where was it that I was creeped out? You know what? Honestly, the most like kind of unsettled. Besides, Clean Water Demon House was unsettling for both of us. Yeah. You can see it even in the episode. I said at one point, I'm kind of scared right now because there was something about it. It was very, very anxious, kind of nervous energy in that building to begin with. But the Eureka, Nevada trip that we did, the tunnels, the horror tunnels or whatever they called it, I was very creeped out there. That hotel above there, going into the wall and down through into the tunnels, where those you remember those rooms under that big cathedral room?
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
It was super awesome, but definitely creepy. Would you ever come to Canada? Yes, we would love to come to Canada. In fact, we have a few places that are lining up to visit in Canada once we're allowed to go. Mm-hmm. We have some places in Quebec that it's just on complete lockdown right now. We can't even get in, and they have a curfew. So, but don't worry, guys. When this whole craziness cools down with this global pandemic, I'm sure we'll be able to travel a lot more and get out to a lot more places that we were supposed to have already been to. Yeah. we probably would have filmed at least another 20 episodes last year if we were able to make the trips that we were supposed to do. Dang.
Riff Raff says, do your children know you ghost hunt? And if so, what do they think about it? Yeah, mine are old enough to understand that I do ghost hunting, and my two oldest want to come at some point, but I don't think that's really in the cards right now. But actually, one of my kids actually did come to a location with us. Eureka, actually. I had my oldest son in Eureka. He didn't go with us during the investigations. He literally sat in the hotel room and just watched TV while we were investigating. But during the day, me and him went down in the tunnels. We did a couple EVP sessions. So that was pretty cool.
And my son's 5, but he loves...
So he drove us to Eureka.
Exactly. Yes. We used his credit card to get out there. No, he loves all the creepy stuff. And I don't know if it's because, well, I don't know, because I mean, I don't have like, it's not like I have like the Zach Bagans museum at my house. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fairly normal house. But he's always loved like Halloween. That's his favorite holiday. He doesn't care about his birthday. He doesn't care about Christmas and that stuff. He cares about Halloween. That's his jam. He always wants to go to the Halloween store. And he likes the scarier stuff, you know, like even some of the stuff that he watches on YouTube. I'm like, what are you watching? Like, that would scare me. And he's over there like, look. I'm like, Jesus, okay.
Eviscerations.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. But there have been times where he'll come in while I'm doing editing and stuff. And one of them was super creepy because it was, I think it was Donovan Mill. I think it was the Donovan Mill, the very first episode. So before Jason was even in the team, when I was editing that, I had paused it at one point in the office. And it was where I'm pretty sure it was where the spirit box had that crazy conversation. It was like they chopped off her feet and all that stuff. And no context, right? He just saw a picture of a room and he walked in and he was just like, oh, look, Dada, ghost. Ooh. And was like pretending to be a ghost. And I was like, do you see something in this picture that I don't see? Because to him, it was just a room. He didn't know it was the Donovan Mill. He didn't know what was going on, but that was pretty creepy. I remember that. But yeah, he seems to love it. And anytime we go anywhere, he's like, my dad has the haunted side. He says that to everybody. So that's cute.
Yeah, I don't think my kids are telling anybody that I'm a ghost hunter. That's like embarrassing dad stuff at this point. I almost feel like it feels like sometimes like I have a secret identity because I get the weird looks when I say, oh, I do ghost hunting, or I wander around cemeteries and film it, all that kind of stuff. So I just don't tell people, really. I don't bring it up in natural conversation. And so I feel like I have this like other side of my life that I, ghost hunt and wander around cemeteries. And then this very normal part of my life where, I'm just a normal dad and nothing to see here kind of thing.
Yeah, and just
people find out and they're just like, really? You?
Frank, thank you for that PayPal donation. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yep. That's funny. What was I gonna say? I saw something else. Oh, they said on this episode of the Honda Side, will they make it past the front desk? That's a Bat Brothel reference.
Yep.
And the answer was no. We really
not really.
We didn't make it to. Hey guys, always wanted to ask that question. Well, there you go, Riff Raff. We got you.
Boom.
Catherine says she ordered a hat, hoping helps a little bit. Thank you for making great videos. Well, thank you, Catherine. Make sure you take a picture of it, post it on Instagram, and tag us when you get it because we'd love to see it. Oh, he's proud of Dad. Yes, I think they are. Will you guys ever come around Washington State anytime soon? I'm sure that we will. I have family that lives in Oregon, and we need to do some investigation there and Washington State for sure. There's a lot of cool stuff up there. Bavry 96, Pat and Jason, please answer my question. You missed it. Which one was it?
I got it right here. Are there any different devices other than the ones you have that you take on investigations that can take investigating to the next level, or are we stuck with the current technology for a while?
Good question. I mean, things are always there's always somebody who has like, you know, this new gadget that is the best piece of equipment you can ever have. You know, the SLS camera got very big, and now there's a lot of people that hate it. The Ovilus was very big, and now there's a lot of people that hate it. So it's just kind of a natural progression of just, well, I'm going to keep experimenting and trying different things. I get a lot of results with this. I'm going to put it up, you know, but then you also have to take into consideration too, that there's a lot of stuff that you can get on your phone now. And I'm going to say the majority of the stuff on the phones, I have a hard time taking like 100%, yes, it's credible evidence. You know, can it happen? Yes, because think 100 years ago, a radio would have been pretty similar to what this is. You know, obviously not exactly, but it would have been around the same thing technology-wise, technically-wise, yeah, you know what I mean. And we're using that stuff now. So in 100 years, are they going to be walking around with iPhones going, look, if you do this and you do this, it's going to let a ghost talk through it. So it's one of those things, you know, we're using the stuff that we have, hoping that we can capture results. If we do capture something with one piece of equipment, we'll try to validate a change in the atmosphere with another piece of equipment to kind of help lend to the credibility of it. Tina says the pocket plasma. Exactly, the pocket plasmas. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, you know. Yeah, you'll probably be stuck with cameras, digital recorders, EMF detectors of some kind, because a lot of the stuff that you see, guys, the music box, the glam box that we're using, the Ovilus, the RIM pods, they're all electromagnetic detectors. So they do different things. The RIM pod will make noises. The glam box will just sing a song. You know, all that kind of stuff does different things. It has different ways of alerting us, but they're really just registering that there is some kind of significant change in the electromagnetic energy around that device at the time. Mm-hmm. So I hope that helps. But yes, you'll probably be stuck with that stuff for a minute until there's another huge breakthrough. Another Patrick rant.
That's not a rant. Sarah Jane says, how's the van? It's cold. You can see my bed because I'm just like, it's cold in here tonight.
Is it, eh?
Let me tell you. What else?
Tarika, I think that's how you say it. Hey, guys. Sorry, just getting in. Can we have episodes based on outtakes during the times you can't post new seasonal episodes? Yes, absolutely. See, the only thing is that if I do, because I do the editing, and it usually takes me about 3 to 4 days to do a proper edit for the episode. If I started to do blooper type stuff all the time, I do some when I can, or when there's something that stands out as like, oh yeah, I need to cut that down. We usually do that, but we put it on Patreon. But to take like an extra day or two to just do like stuff like that episode format to put out would be a bit hard to do. It might end up being like, okay, now you have a new episode every 2 weeks, and you have these like little mini series a couple of times a week, which I don't know if that's a better thing or not, but I kind of like the flow of right now. We do a live stream once a week. We'll try to do a live investigation if we can, if we have, you know, like New Reality in town like they were this past week, and then doing like a proper episode once a week on Saturdays. That's working out the best so far, workflow wise, and then just content wise, because here in about 5 weeks, so a little over a month, we're going to be at the end of what we have kind of in the can right now from filming. So we're going to have to get out and film something else.
Yep.
to
do that.
To continue doing one episode a week, I should say. Bavre96 says, thanks guys, you're awesome. No, you're awesome. Thank you for being here. Can you and Jason do a live stream from the Winchester house? Yes, I'd love to live stream from the Winchester house. That would be absolutely fantastic. The only issue is they're still closed because of the lockdown. So you can't go in. They do virtual tours, but you can't go in. And they laid off a lot of the staff. And one of the people that they laid off was our contact to get into the Winchester Mystery House.
Fun.
So that sucks, but eventually we'll get there. Leanne, the link to the PayPal is that right there. Guys, if you want, we'll probably wrap up here pretty soon. I know Jason is 2 hours ahead. Probably time for bed. But if you'd like to help us out, if you'd like to get us to some more locations, we do giveaways all the time. So if you send PayPal donations, we give away things like pocket plasmas and, and ghost hunter hats. But above all of that, guys, it helps us get to these locations. We are completely self-funded. We don't have anybody paying our bills and letting us do this. It's you guys that help us get to these locations, get this stuff out, get this stuff filmed, and present it to you. So the PayPal donations definitely help with that. Gettysburg. Yes, Lisa, we would love to go to Gettysburg. Have you been, Jason, like on the battlefields and stuff?
Not yet.
We need to go.
We need to go to a lot of places.
Yeah, there's so many places. So many places. But yes. No one telling you guys what to do. Mike, exactly. Mike, that's the big thing. And why we've turned down TV deals. We've gotten, at this point, probably over a dozen TV deals. Travel Channel has come after us 3 or 4 times now. Discovery Plus, Destination America, all these channels they want, because they'll go through and they'll see what's trending on YouTube, what's getting views on YouTube, and they'll make you like a decent offer to come and do that for them. But the problem is when you sign that stuff, they own the show, they own creative control, they own all the rights to that stuff. So you basically just do what they say, or they find somebody else that does. And so we've turned them all down. Hung up on them on a couple of the phone calls when they start throwing out ridiculous stuff, and I'm like, what? No, thank you. Don't call me back. Click. The Hollywood's calling, and I'm the one who's like, don't call me. I'll call you.
To hit up some like paracons, paranormal conventions, as soon as stuff starts happening again. It'd be cool to go, maybe do like meetups with people.
Oh, heck yes. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, actually. And we got invited to quite a few paracons last year that ended up, getting pushed back to this year or next year even. So yeah, it's crazy. But don't worry, guys. We'll get out there. We'll start doing that stuff. Stay away from mainstream TV. You'll be better for it. Exactly. Yeah. That's the best part about YouTube. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Mm-hmm.
It's us. And then we have the platform to get it out to you guys. And you guys have the ability to say, I really like this. In fact, I like this enough to support it. And I'm not talking about just the donations, guys. I'm talking about sharing the videos, commenting on the videos, liking the videos, joining us for these live streams. All of this just helps the channel grow. It helps the channel get bigger and bigger and bigger. And honestly, like from Jason and I both, we thank you guys truly from the bottom of our hearts, because it's fantastic. It's unbelievable, this community of people that's come together over the past, year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are incredible. Just the best group of people anybody could ask for. And on that note,
We're gonna call it.
We're gonna end.
Don't forget to subscribe to Cemetery.
Guys, go.
I got my giveaway coming out this weekend.
Go here. Let me get them both. I'm gonna get the cemetery. I don't know why I don't have just like a notepad with all of these links just like ready to go already. Ready to go already. You are at 1.14 now, Jason.
Nice.
So boom, guys, go click that link. Go subscribe to the Cemetery Road. And if you would like, I have a little true crime podcast type series thing that I started doing. That link right there, it's called The Mystery Project. And I just released a video called Cold Case Arrests. And it goes from like Alaska to Georgia, all over the place. Some pretty crazy stuff. But guys, go give that a listen. Go subscribe to both channels. And then you have an episode coming out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Usually after the premiere of the new Haunted Side episode.
Yeah. Generally after the premiere of the new Haunted Side episode, I will release a new episode of Cemetery Road. On this next episode, every comments on that video will be entered into the drawing for the giveaway, which is a 1940s Viewmaster and a custom-made reel of some photos that I've taken in cemeteries over the course of the Cemetery Road that I've done so far. There's only like 3 of those in existence, so you would have one of them plus the Viewmaster reel. It's pretty exciting, and it's just a thank you to everybody supporting my little here. And if we can get to 2,000, I'll do another giveaway. I don't know if it'll be a vintage Viewmaster or anything, but we'll see.
Oh, you'll get to 2,000 real quick.
I'm
real quick. But yeah, guys, thank you so much again. We love you all so much. I need to get busy because I've got an episode that I need to get done before Saturday. So thank you guys for the questions. Thank you for being here. We love you all, and we'll see you very soon.